So about 8 years ago, Anita and I started attending St. John. Anita, at one point, was actually invited to join a MOPS group at St. John. And through attending that, she really liked what she was experiencing. Over time, started asking me if I'd be willing to attend a weekend service. I finally agreed, and we came to a weekend service. And I could still remember just turning and looking at Anita saying, I didn't know it could be like that. I didn't know that attending church could be so fulfilling. It almost felt like they were talking directly to us, and that was something that we had never experienced before. And one Sunday, there was an announcement about Ironman group retreat. Out of that weekend, I developed a couple of relationships with some guys, and one of them then developed into being a part of an Ironman group. So 1 year ago, I made an appointment with our family doctor because I had a sore in my mouth that hadn't healed. That progressed to a biopsy of my tongue, and then finally got the diagnosis that it was cancerous. Didn't know quite how to react, and honestly, I think most of the time I was just numb to the fact that I was going through this.
It was overwhelming. I think just realizing that we had such a, big diagnosis come into our family, and we were really trying to be careful with the kids. His prognosis was good, even though, it was cancer.
I know me personally, I started thinking about, I'm in my early 40s, and you start thinking about your own mortality and things that will pop up in my mind. Am I going to be around to be able to see my kids grow up? I reached out to the guys in my Ironman group and asked them for their prayers. And they actually wanted to get together and meet about what I was going through and a lot of my thoughts and fears. It was awesome because we ended our time together with all of them praying over me. It had a great effect on me, and just to know that there are so many people out there that cared for me as well as cared for our family. I'm a year out from when this diagnosis first happened, and we're pretty excited the fact that since I've completed the radiation treatments, I've had 3 sets of scans and they've all been free of cancer. I think my faith has grown a lot, and just our entire family. And I think a lot of it has to do with looking back and seeing how God was working in our life throughout all this. You're able to look back and kind of reflect on the situation just to see how God was working in your life, through relationships and family and drawing you to places that you typically wouldn't go, whether it was coming to St. John or going to an Ironman retreat weekend. That's the stuff that was a big deal for me. So it's, God is always working in our lives, preparing us for things that we don't even know about yet. And that's when you're able to look back on things like that, it's pretty amazing.